And now for a look at stories making headlines around the world, and we start in Syria. Residents in eastern Ghouta are reported to be fleeing as pro-government forces continue to bombard the rebel-held enclave. For more on this and other international news, we turn to our Ro Aram at the News Center. Aram, the situation there is now being described as beyond critical. Any proposal to stop the hostilities there seems to be having no effect.
That's right, Semin. Last week, Syria's ally, Russia, proposed a 5-hour stop to shelling every day to allow civilians to leave and aid to come in. That, along with a UN-backed ceasefire, all came to nothing as pro-regime forces continued their airstrikes and artillery fire. Residents were supposed to leave through so-called humanitarian corridors, but they were reported to have been targeted, leaving dozens of civilian casualties. Now it has come to a point where they are just taking shelter underground or just running for their lives. The violence seems to be far from over as Syrian President Bashar al-Assad vowed Sunday to continue his army's offensive against eastern Ghouta. Syrian troops and their allies have now taken about a quarter of the rebel-held area, seizing several towns and villages in recent days. Assad insists that he is eliminating whom he described as terrorists, but other nations accuse him of targeting civilians and trying to reclaim lost territory. US President Donald Trump and British Prime Minister Theresa May agreed in a phone call on Sunday that Russia and Syria are responsible for what they called heartbreaking human suffering. French President Emmanuel Macron also urged his Iranian counterpart to use his country's ties with Damascus to pressure the regime to implement the UN truce.